Welcome to this demonstration video on making quizzes in Moodle. To create a Moodle quiz, there's 4 main steps. We're going to cover each of them in this video. The first part is going to your question bank and creating question bank categories. These are like folders for your quiz questions. The second step is to create quiz questions within those question bank categories. Once your question bank is populated, you need to add the quiz activity to your Moodle course. And finally, when the quiz activity is created on the Moodle course page, then you are able to edit your quiz activity to add your quiz questions that are located in the question bank. Let's get started in the first step in creating a Moodle quiz. To create the question bank categories, you first need to click on More and then Question Bank. From the drop-down menu, select Categories. From here, you can begin to create categories. Categories is something that only the teachers see. The students don't see the names of the categories, so you can add as many categories as you want and name them whatever you want as long as it makes sense to you. To make a category, click Add Category. From here, you can name your category. Once you've given your category a name, go ahead and click Add Category. Now that we have a category populated, let's move on to the second part to creating a Moodle quiz, which is to add some quiz questions. Now that I have my question category made, I'm ready to click on the Questions drop-down menu. Now I will select a category, and now that I have the correct category, now I will click Create New Question. Moodle has a variety of question types to choose from. The 2 most popular are multiple choice and true-false. True-false and multiple choice are similar. In fact, I personally have the habit of just making all of my true-false questions multiple choice questions. That way I've got the flexibility of adding a third option, neither true nor false. The one option that I suggest you perhaps stay away from is short answer questions. This is because Moodle automatically checks and corrects these type of questions. When you set up a short answer question, you need to enter every single variation of a correct answer. So for example, if I asked who is the first president of the United States, you would have to enter every variation of a correct answer. In other words, correct answers could vary from George Washington, President Washington, General Washington, G. Washington, etc. When you create multiple choice questions, you're also entering into Moodle what the correct choice is. Moodle will automatically correct those questions. When you create an essay question, for example, you'll only have to type in the question. Moodle will not automatically correct essay questions. After the quiz is closed, you can go into the quiz and manually grade each essay. For this demonstration, I'll select multiple choice question and click Add the question. The question name is something that only appears in the question bank. The students will never see it, so you don't have to name this the actual question text. You could name it simply something that makes sense to you, so you don't have to click on the quiz question to see what the question is. The question text is the actual quiz question that the students will see. So now let's give this a name and also enter the question text. While we scroll down, you want to confirm that there's one answer only. For this multiple choice question, we have the Shuffle the Choices enabled. That's going to shuffle the order of the choices. What that means is students will be answering A, B, C, and D. When it shuffles the choices, Moodle knows which one is correct, but the correct choice might be a different letter depending on how it is shuffled. You need to be mindful of this because if you're going to type in all of the above for choice 4 or choice D, all of the above might show up as a choice A for some students. So the clever twist for this is to change all of the above to say all of these choices. This will allow that option to be anywhere on the A, B, C, or D list. Any incorrect choice should have the grade of none, and any correct choice should have the grade of 100%. So now I'll go ahead and scroll down. I can also allow for multiple tries if I would like. For the time being, I'm fine with this setting, so I will go ahead and click Save Changes. Another great thing about Moodle quiz questions is you can add a lot of different things using the text editor. For example, if I wanted to add an image to this question text, I could simply click on the image icon, click on Browse Repositories, click on Choose File, select my image, click Open, save the file, and then upload. You do want to describe the image for someone who cannot see it. You can change the alignment if you would like, and then click Save Image. If you wanted to add a link, you could also add a link by clicking on this link icon. Or if you have a video already created using Yuja, you can click on the Yuja button and embed your video as well. So now that I have my image inserted, I will scroll down and click Save. Once you've added all your questions to the question bank category, you're now able to add a quiz activity to your Moodle course. To add a quiz activity to your Moodle course, first you'll want to turn edit mode on. Then scroll down to the week or topic where you want to add your quiz activity. Click Add an Activity or Resource, and then select Quiz. So now that we are in the Add a New Quiz to Moodle, we want to click Expand All so we don't miss any options. There are a lot of options with Moodle quizzes. Enter a name for your quiz. After you've entered a name, you can enter a description or any kind of special instructions you want to give to the students in this box, or you can skip it. In the timing section, it is usually a best practice to enable an open and close date for the quiz. As a best practice, I like to give my students a window of time that's a bit larger. Here I'm giving them 7 days to take this quiz. Enabling a time limit will restrict the students to complete their quiz attempt within a certain amount of minutes. Here, since this will be a 1-question quiz, I will simply make this 1 minute. Be mindful of how long you want to give your quizzes and how long you want to enter a time limit. When the time expires, the open attempt is automatically submitted to Moodle. You can also change the number of attempts allowed. You could give your students 1 attempt, unlimited, or even 10 attempts. The layout section displays there will be a new question on every page. So a student will answer a question and then go to the next page. In the question behavior, shuffle within questions will ensure that the multiple choice answers are shuffled between A, B, C, and D. The review options is an important section. As the best practice, we recommend to uncheck the attempt for immediately after the attempt and also later while the quiz is still open. Basically, what we're doing here is we're keeping the student from seeing the questions and their attempt and what the right answer was until after the quiz is closed. However, when they just finish the quiz, and while the quiz is still open, other students are still able to take it. They can only see their score that they earned during that quiz. After the quiz closes, everyone is able to see what the right answers were, what their attempt was, what questions they were asked, and whether the answer was correct or not. So now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Save and Display. So now we can see when the quiz opens and when it closes, also how many attempts are allowed and the time limit. But as you can see in yellow, no questions have been added yet. Remember, we spent up until now creating our questions in the question bank, and we just set up this quiz activity. Now it's time for the fourth and final step, which is to edit the quiz activity to add the questions. So since this is our empty quiz with no questions, I'm going to go ahead and click Add Question. From here, I can set my maximum grade. Since we are only asking them one question for this quiz, I will make this out of 1 point. Make sure to click Save. To add questions, click on the Add button and then select From a Question Bank. Now here we can see our 2 questions, or I could click Select a Category, select the category that I created, click on this quiz question, and then click Add Selected Questions to the quiz. So you can repeat this step when you have more questions by simply clicking Add and then selecting the questions from your question bank. As you can see, you are also able to add any questions from other question banks. Once your questions appear on this page, your quiz is good to go. Now in the breadcrumb menu, if I click on the quiz activity, I can preview this quiz. If you preview the quiz, you will be able to see what it looks like, and it's a great way to check if one of your questions appear incorrect. So now that I am at my quiz activity, I can click Preview Quiz and Start Attempt. From here, if the question is incorrect, I can click on Edit Question. You as the teacher have the ability to edit these questions right from the preview. To learn more about creating quizzes, click on the Faculty tab in Moodle, and under Faculty Help Library, click on Moodle, then scroll down to Moodle Quizzes. Need more help? For technical support, contact the e-LIS support team by clicking the Get Help button at the top of any Moodle page. For e-LIS instructional design services like lessons or course building, email idteam@oakland.edu.